What's up, nerds? Welcome to Cool Nerd Show. I'm Steve Trezza.
I'm Joe G.
And today we are going to review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
Yes, we are. I'm going to talk about how many things I like.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we like, we'll talk about what we didn't like, and we'll take more of a kind of in-depth look of the film. Mm-hmm. So, Joe, if you could sum the movie up into one word, what would it be?
One word. It's going to have to be two. It's Bebop Rocksteady. That is the movie.
Okay, and my one word would be...
Yeah?
So we'll talk a little bit about it before we get into spoilers, then we'll get into spoilers and we'll go in depth. So overall, without spoiling anything, what did you think of the movie?
Well, I think that Arrow Season 5 did a smart thing with crossing over with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like how Ollie went undercover as this Casey Jones character.
Yes.
And just played himself perfectly. It was a really good time.
I actually didn't really like Casey Jones that much.
No, I didn't like Casey Jones at all in this film.
I didn't. I do like Stephen Amell, and I want to blame the writing for
it. It was more like they told Stephen Amell to just be Stephen Amell than to play Casey Jones.
Yeah.
Because he had what?
He was not true to Casey Jones at all.
He had one angry moment in the film.
He didn't even have long hair.
He didn't have long hair. He didn't have anything. He was like, almost similar backstory.
I mean, I guess Megan Fox isn't really
April O'Neil, but
April O'Neil either. But she's hot.
And it's fine.
Whatever. And I mean, the Turtles are still good. I think
they look better than the first one, I have to say.
They did. Did they change Splinter's voice actor?
I don't know, because I really don't remember Splinter.
He sounded much different in this one than he did in the first one.
I like that they changed Shredder's actor.
They did.
I appreciate that.
Well, you never saw Shredder in the first one, though.
No, you did. Well, you saw the man who claimed to be Shredder in the first one, but that was it.
And I there were certain things I liked, but I didn't really like the movie overall. I was very disappointed with it.
Well, it's because we're looking at it from the eyes of like 25-year-olds who's like, oh man, this is a kids movie, and it's not like a Disney Pixar kids movie where you go and you could still enjoy it.
It was almost like comparable to like the original Ninja Turtles movies, because like those are kind of like kids movies.
The first one was not. It was, but it had some language and some pretty good violence. Actually,
Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze had no violence really. And
we don't talk about 3.
No. Japan, feudal Japan.
I fell asleep in that movie as a kid. That's how bad that one was. Anyway, we're not talking about that. But overall, I liked Krang. I liked Bebop and Rocksteady, but that's also might just be the nostalgia talking.
It really is, but I feel like even though they were what they were supposed to be, which are goofy lackeys, and then Krang was a child throwing a tantrum the entire movie, which is what Krang is.
Exactly.
So they didn't go wrong with those characters. They just went wrong with almost everything else.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so now we're going to get into the spoilers. So overall, let's start off talking about like the overall story of the movie. The overall story, honestly, I'm trying to think about it and I can't even remember it. Because that's how out of whack and just like crazy it was. Shredder escapes from prison.
Because of time portals.
Krang brings him
to a ship and goes, you have one piece of my thing. If you find these other 2 things, you can open a portal. And when you open the portal, my giant spaceship can come through and I can start killing shit and we'll rule together.
Which makes no sense.
It's a kid's movie.
Yeah, okay.
And, there's going to be Deus Ex Machinas, there's going to be plot holes in a film like this because it's intended for 7 to 8-year-olds. If we were 7 to 8-year-olds, we probably saw the movie, we would love the shit out of it. Like, this is the best Turtles movie.
I agree.
Oh,
it was
my
100% for kids. Like, if you took your kids to see it, they'd probably... I actually went with my girlfriend and her nephews, and they liked it. And they were like, 5 and 10. So,
They hit their demographic well. Just they didn't really plan for the adult group, which is what other kids movies try to do, at least with some jokes or subtle hints.
Exactly.
We got like 2 Easter eggs in the film, with April's watch turning off and the Donatello head popping on from his cartoon self.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I really think that we saw a pizza monster when Shredder got froze at the end of the movie and
I can't.
It looks like one. It was quick, but I was like, pizza monster.
Then 3. And then the second one was when I think one of the fights you would literally hear like Ice Ice Baby turn into Go Ninja, Go Ninja.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I appreciate this.
That was okay. I thought, so as a whole with the story, It was kind of like they just threw it in there. The writing was kind of bad. Casey Jones' writing was bad. Again, I do like Stephen Amell, and I do like him as an actor, especially like in, again, the first 2 seasons of Arrow. But like when he has bad writing, he can't really. There's some actors that can
do it anyway.
Can, even though it's bad writing, they can
like Leo
forge through.
Or DDL, my 2 main boys.
Or like Michael Fassbender. And if anyone had seen
Apocalypse.
the X-Men Apocalypse movie, he's like the best part of the movie.
Yep.
But the script of the movie is absolutely awful. So I thought that Stephen Amell's part for Casey Jones definitely
and also
missed.
just they're like, well, he's going to be a detective, and it's like it's great. And I would have actually loved to see it because he just shows up at the location like, I know you're here. How do you know they're there? Yeah. Like you just show up and like.
There was so many plot holes. In the movie.
My god.
So many plot holes. Like how did they know where the plane was going? Didn't they had some like crazy tracking
How did they know
device or
Krang
something?
right away?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Destructone and the commander of it is Krang. How do you know that? Does your computer travel by galaxy or alternate dimensions? Because I don't think it does, Donatello.
Exactly. It was just plot hole. So.
But Will Arnett. Thank God for Will Arnett. Oh my God, he was fantastic in that movie. Yeah, the Falcon. The Falcon.
The Falcon, yeah.
Breathing in Falcon air and selling it on eBay.
That was pretty good. Okay, so what about like the characters, the acting? We kind of touched about a little bit.
I feel like Mikey was portrayed pretty well.
I think all the turtles are portrayed pretty
Splinter,
well.
from what we saw of him, was okay.
Yeah.
Shredder was like maybe said 10 lines of dialogue the entire movie. The man who played what was the professor's name in that film?
Baxter.
Baxter.
Stockman.
He played it. Tyler.
Well, that was Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry did a great job because he finally just gets to be out of this world Goofy again, and that's what that professor is in the comics.
Which Baxter Stockman turns into the giant fly.
Yeah. And I feel like that.
I don't think we're gonna get a third one, but.
I think we probably can. Nickelodeon probably made enough.
Maybe.
We'll make enough money off of this.
I heard it didn't do too well.
I would like to see a third one, though, and then probably bring in the Giant Fly, because I think that'd be cool.
I'd be okay with it.
But then, I mean, Shredder's gone, and I need
Bebop and Rocksteady I thought were perfect for what they did. And again, nostalgia factor. They looked great. Like, the CGI looked great. They looked like Bebop and Rocksteady.
And their comedic play between each other was perfect.
It was.
Yeah.
It was Bebop and Rocksteady. But again, Stephen Amell, you missed the mark with Casey Jones.
Because he was too happy. He was trying to be way too funny.
He was not a badass.
No. I mean, the first scene where he does fight the Foot Clan, I thought that was kind of like he's just shoulder tackling guys, just beating them over the head with like, oh, Casey Jones is here. And he was like, hey guys, I'm Casey Jones. What's going on? I'm here to help. Oh my God, this is so great to be here. I'm really happy. Oh my God, you're turtles. Really cool.
Yeah.
No.
That and also, even though Megan Fox is very attractive, I don't really think she's a very good April O'Neil, because April O'Neil, if I remember correctly, April O'Neil was always kind of nerdy. Yeah,
a little bit nerdy, and
I think the part where she tries to like get the information from Baxter, I think that was kind of like a throwback to like the actual April O'Neil, because she had like the suit jacket on and like the like crazy like 80s hair, and like that is more what April O'Neil's supposed to look like. But whatever, like I can look past that, I guess.
Yeah, no, she did fine with what she was given, as did everyone else. And I like, was it Leonardo Johnny Knoxville in this movie, or was it someone else?
It wasn't, no.
I thought the voice sounded different, and that guy did a much better job than Johnny Knoxville ever could.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the special effects for the movie?
I actually thought they were pretty top notch for a Nickelodeon film.
I agree. I think they're on par with other special effects type movies. Definitely right up there. No complaints about that.
And then like the cool morphing they did when the turtles were able to like put the purple serum on them to change their hands into like human. I thought that was really cool how they actually melded that.
I am so glad that one of them did not turn into a human.
I was like, this better not be if this is the main focal point, I am walking out of this
theater. Because that was the whole big
thing
thing of the story of like, we want to be human, and then they're like, no, we're turtles, we don't need to be human.
Well, no, the three of them, Donnie, Mikey, and Ralph, were like, yeah, let's be human. And Leo's like, no, we're turtles, and blah, 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 follow the ninja code.
Yeah.
Ninja code. By the way, honor doesn't exist, because I'm just going to lie to all of you this entire film.
Yeah. And there was that whole kind of fight between all of them, but I'm glad at the end they didn't become human, because that would have been stupid.
But the reason they still fought together at the end was just because we're bros, right? Yeah, we're bros. Yeah, bros, man. We're having this deep, philosophical issue of do we want to be human or do we want to be turtle? And all it takes is one bro moment, and all of a sudden everyone's good on the same page. That is sloppy ass writing.
And so yeah, special effects.
Yeah, okay.
What did I miss? Direction.
Direction. Michael Bay. Well, I think he.
Well, no, he produced.
He produced.
I don't even know who directed, to be honest.
Neither do I. I wasn't paying attention.
It was just enter director here.
Yeah.
It was that kind of movie.
That's what it felt like
director
to me.
here, nothing special, I think. So is there anything else that you didn't liked about the movie?
The ending scene of them just standing on top of the Statue of Liberty. That was probably unneeded, and
It was
I
unneeded.
didn't want that.
Yeah.
And that whole, like, we will protect the city by night, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, you're Batman now. That's really cool, guys.
I thought, overall, I just thought the movie fell short. It definitely fell short for me. I was tired, but I actually dozed off like a couple times for maybe like 3-4 minutes here and there in the movie because I just wasn't that invested.
Yeah, I was going off like a road trip.
It was just like kind of all over the place, and I didn't like it. I didn't really like it at all. I actually thought the first one was a lot better, actually.
I thought the first one, I think this one, at least presentation-wise, is better, but storyline-wise, first one's better.
When I watched the first one, I watched it late. I didn't watch it in the theaters, and as a kid, I was a huge Ninja Turtles fan, and one day I was just super hungover, and I was like, fuck it, Ninja Turtles is on Netflix, or Amazon Prime, whatever. I was like, I'll watch this, and I watched it, and everyone that I talked to was like, it was awful.
Yeah.
So I went into it being like, this is going to be terrible. And then it ended, I was like, that wasn't bad, that was actually pretty good. So like, I had such low standards for it, that I was like, okay. So then I went into this one like, fucking Krang, fucking Bebop and Rocksteady, it's going to be great. And I thought Krang's body looked really good.
No, that was really well done.
They did a really good job with that. Anyway, let's give it a rating.
Yeah.
1 to 10. Joe, if you were to rate Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows from 1 to 10, what would you give it?
As a kid, so much higher, but as a 25-year-old man who just wants to enjoy a good Turtles film, 3.
Wow, that's a low grade. I'm going to give it a 5.
Wow, average.
So, yeah, average.
I feel like you're being kind.
I might be kind. I don't know. Because now I feel like I'm being kind. But I'll stick with it. 5. So that averages out to a 4. Which is a pretty bad grade.
Yeah, it's just slightly below average. So, I mean, you could do better next time.
I don't know, though. I feel like, even though it's a 4, I still feel like 5 is below average in rating systems.
We're, like, led to believe that now, though, with video game ratings, because everything is, like, an 8.75 if you want it to be good. And now, like, they introduced that, it's like, no, 5 is still average, guys. It just means that they themselves probably didn't get paid as much to raise the rating on it.
That's true.
But I'm not being paid, so it's getting a 3.
Okay, so there you have it. 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows.
/ Archer Arrow Season 5.
If you like what you saw here, please check out all of our other videos over on our channel, Cool Nerd Show. Like, favorite, and subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you guys over there.
Later.
For more nerd videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media.